The Defence Minister has decided to dismiss General Artur Jakubczyk from the international military staff at NATO headquarters. The Defence Minister claims that the procedure was initiated by allies because of the officer's alleged homophobic behaviour. According to the General, however, his superiors at NATO are also surprised by the Ministry of Defence's decision. In my view, the allegations made against me are highly frivolous and damaging to my good name. I don't know why they are trying to create a scandal around me in order to destroy me as a soldier and as a person. General Jakubczyk is an experienced military man. When the 18th Mechanized Division was established in Sielce, he was the deputy of its first commander, General Jarosław Gromadzinski. I'm a soldier with many years' experience, having served in international structures, including 3 wartime deployments, Iraq, Afghanistan. I have been repeatedly awarded for my work in the field of national and international security. Also losing their posts were General Robert Głąb, former Deputy Chief of Staff for Resource Management at NATO Allied Command in Norfolk. General Ryszard Parafianowicz was relieved of his post at the Operational Command. General Roman Kopka, former commander of the 7th Armoured Brigade, and General Grzegorz Skorupski, who served at the General Command of the Polish Army. We are in a pre-war situation, a situation in which a Russian attack could happen at any time, and the Polish army must be efficient, not disorganized. Why is this happening? Obviously, it is a kind of purge after the predecessors, after Law and Justice. Except that the generals have been sidelined, and there is every indication that they are linked to Law and Justice by the current leadership of the Ministry of Defence, began their careers before Law and Justice took power. They also have another thing in common. They all joined the army after the fall of communism. For me, the dismissal of the younger generation of generals by the leadership of the Ministry of Defence is an obvious signal of revenge by the old generals. These young people dared to upset the old order in the Ministry of Defence. They spoke out against the arrangements that had been in place in the Ministry of Defence for years. Well, unfortunately, those arrangements are coming back. Unofficially, the architect of the purges in the army is said to be General Mirosław Różański, a member of the Polish United Workers' Party, and an officer who began his career in the Polish People's Republic and was appointed Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces by former President Bronisław Komorowski. What we are witnessing is a politically motivated personnel revolution in the army. It is being carried out by General Różański, who was appointed by Donald Tusk as a political appointee, a supervisor of the Ministry of Defence, and this is a man who is connected to General Jaruzelski's team. After the United Right came to power, Różański left the army and first set up the Strat Points Foundation, in which officers of the Military Intelligence Service, led by the current head of the Military Counterintelligence Service, General Jarosław Struczniak, found themselves, and later, together with Szymon Hołownia, entered politics. After the 13th of December, military pensioners who had started their careers in Soviet times began to return to the army. We are dealing with a gigantic process hidden from society of the return of people formatted within the ideology of General Jaruzelski. Interestingly, little seems to be happening about the recent vulgar behaviour and attack on journalists by Lieutenant Colonel Piotr Szymański, a doctor at the Military Medical Institute. The former head of the Ministry of Defence, Mariusz Błaszczak, has raised questions with the current authorities in the Ministry of Defence, including whether Lieutenant Colonel Szymański has access to classified information. It is necessary to check whether there were any doubts about the mental state of Lieutenant Colonel Szymański during the inspection procedure, as access to classified information requires that there should be no such doubts. The procedure for access to the officer's classified data will probably be carried out by the Military Counterintelligence Service, headed by General Struzik and his deputy, Krzysztof Dusza. One of the architects of the agreement concluded between the Polish Military Counterintelligence Service and the Russian FSB during the first government of Donald Tusk. And General Struzik himself is preparing a report for the Prime Minister on Russian influence in Poland. Radosław Jankiewicz, TV Republika.